the Air Max heads are jumping over me, banging my door down and telling me that I'm an idiot. I dug into that shoe looking for something a bit extra, a bit more pop, something a bit more special, and it just wasn't there. So before we do that though, let's look at a Jordan 23, said no one ever in an Air Max 1 video. But is it just me, or is it the same for everybody out there? Does it feel like there are a whole load of Air Max 1s just kicking about at the moment? Some from the very high end, absolutely beautiful premium sneakers, and some from the sort of like, it's a standard silhouette, there's not that much going on in there. And these guys today that we're taking a look at it kind of falls into the premium side of things. This is one of the most iconic Nike Air Max 1s of all time, and it's coming back after 14 years away. It's a bit of a grail, and to be honest, when grails come back in a wider release, not everybody's happy about that. Some people feel like something that's a grail and something that's special and unique should just stay that way, and we don't need 14 years later another release in a wider sort of general scale that other people are going to get their hands on. Me, I love it. I think we should definitely just pull out sneakers left, right and centre. It doesn't matter if they were a special release or limited edition or any of that like 20 years ago. If it fits the times, if it's ready, if the market is there for it, bring these fire shoes out, bring them to the masses and let anybody get their hands on them whenever they want to. And that's my take on this particular shoe and that kind of shoe in general. But anyway, let's get into this, and without further ado, look at the 3 colorways that make up the upcoming release of the Nike Air Max 1 Powerwall pack. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel, Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel des.毎日アップするので毎日見てください. And every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today what we're looking at is a Nike Air Max 1. And like I said, they've been all over the place in the last few months. For me, this is just me personally and me and my channel, which is, I think we're about 20 months old now. It really started with the Air Max 1s with the Amsterdam-London pack that came out a few months ago now, but a beautiful pack with great little details on the shoe, but then things sort of tapered off a bit with the anniversary pack, which I found a little bit disappointing. I dug into that shoe looking for something a bit extra, a bit more pop, something a bit more special, and it just wasn't there. It was a standard, bog standard, straight up silhouette, simple colorway. But then we came back out of that with the Sneakers Day pack. Again, 2 shoes again. It seems like they're coming in pairs an awful lot, although today's pack is a triple. But the Sneaker Day pack was a great look at 2 shoes with Sneakers Day sort of printed on the back there, the 8th of August 2020. So we're back up to premium, we're back up to very, very cool. And then recently it was the denims, a really nice shoe. Now, the denims were again part of a pack, but it was one was Air Max 1s, and then there's also Air Max, I think it's 95s and 90s. I think I'm going to go with that, with the 3 different shoes in there. But the Air Max 1s are dropping a week before the other 2. So we looked at that as well. And then here we are today with a triple hit, a triple pack, a triple steal, whatever you want to call it, a triple play on the Air Max 1s. And it's the Powerwall pack. And like I said, the lemonades, this colorway right here, the lemonades, are an absolutely iconic shoe. One of the biggest shoes to come out of the Powerwall series 14 years ago, when 56 Nike shoes were just pumped out into the system over the matter of like some weeks, and they just, it was a big risk, massive risk, to drop 56 sneakers and hope that they'd all take, but man alive did they take. And people still now, even now, they actually go after and try and complete the set. Like, I don't know if you guys know what a Panini sticker album is, but completing the set on a Panini sticker album when I was a kid was a big deal. And it's a bit like that. You've got the 56 shoes, try and get all of them, and some of them are rare, like this guy right here. Now, originally, it was the lemonades. This is the lemonades, that colorway there. And we'll dig into these guys in a minute and talk about the detailing on them, but basically right now you've got the lemonades, and what they're bringing out to go alongside them is two shoes. Now, one is called a Pineade, I think I'm right in saying, which is the green version, and then the other one is Pink Lemonade, of which obviously is a pink version, and they both play off of that original lemonade shoe, which is a great looking shoe. So we're going to get into all that, look at the detailing on the shoe, talk a little bit about why this is going to be one of the biggest Air Max 1s of the season, even though there have been some absolutely cracking shoes already in the Air Max 1 line this year, and then looking at the details on these guys. So before we do that though, let's look at a Jordan 23, said no one ever in an Air Max 1 video, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now, before you guys out there before all the Air Max heads are jumping over me, banging my door down and telling me that I'm an idiot, let me first explain what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about is this right here. This is the Nike Air Jordan 23 Trophy Room White. Now, I believe this comes in 2 different colorways, and this is the white version here. But as soon as I saw these lemonades, it was the first thing I thought of. And I'm not talking about the silhouette. I'm not talking about the structure of the shoe or even the purpose of the shoe. All I'm talking about is that mid-foot design on there. Now, in the case of the Trophy Rooms here, I think it's quite a sort of cursive looking TR that's blended into the upper there, and it's got just a very small detail that's repeated just in a bunch across that sort of lateral side around about the midfoot. And then if we come back to these lemonades here, you know what I'm talking about. Right in that midfoot section, you've got that repeated logo on there, and to me the colorway and that repeated small logo is enough to sort of draw a line between those Air Jordan 23s and these Nike Air Max 1s. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Hopefully you get what I'm talking about. Hopefully you agree. Even if you don't, let me know in the comments down below, because I like it when people disagree with me and we just share opinions. And that's one of my favourite things about YouTube, to be honest, sharing different opinions and just being like, oh, okay, you've got your opinion, I've got mine. But anyway, yes, so that's the sort of the last thing to talk about before we get into actually looking at the shoes themselves. So since we're in there with that design on the upper, it's a good place to start because it's the major feature of the shoe. And when you zoom in on it, I kind of like looking at them from far away, and you've got that kind of, it looks like a kind of elegant, detailed pattern, you know, almost ornate. You know, it's like, it's almost antique. You see it on the Antiques Roadshow. This is the 1903 Nike Air Max 1 in the Powerwall colorway. It's worth $40 million. But then when you zoom in on it and you actually have a close-up look at that detailing, it's not elegant at all, and it's kind of a little bit childish. I'm a bit disappointed that I don't really like it, the bubble air effect that's repeated throughout the patterning on the shoe. And we're close in, I think we'll be close in on the lemonades right now. We'll flip that out, go have a look at what is probably, I don't know, getting more press, let's put it that way. It's getting more press than the other two, is the pineades, and we'll zoom in on that upper detailing on there and that piece of design up there, and hopefully you'll be able to see it on there. And then if we flip that over and go have a look at the pink lemonades again, you can see again repeating that. Now these shoes are identical in every way except for that colorway: pink lemonade, lemonade and limeade, and there's no real difference between the 3 shoes. They're very similar except for that colorway. That colorway is the one difference between the 2. Even on the outsole, as I flip between the 3 shoes behind me here, you can see the outsole is just a solid black outsole on these guys, and there's no variance in there. So they are just a standard silhouette that's repeated 3 times, and the only twist up in them is that color and that colorway that comes in green, in pink, and then in that classic lemonade. Now I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it. You know what I'll do first is I'll go to the back of the lemonades. I had to get an unusual looking picture. It's not the kind of picture I'd normally use, but it does illustrate really well that one icon that's a different color to make it stand out from the rest. And you can see the air there. Now, I think I'm right in saying it's in green, and you've got that air there that's easier to see now because the green provides contrast, and then below that you've got a tiny little swoosh, and that's the repeated sort of metaphor across all of these shoes. Very nice, very cool little detail that I kind of dig very, very much. And it's like I say, it's repeated across all 3 shoes. There's not really anything unique about them, if you know what I'm saying. Up on the tongues, I don't know how easy it is to see it, but the tongues are branded to match the colorways as well. So you've got, you know, green branding on the limeade ones and pink branding on the pink lemonade ones, and they're just really cool looking shoes. The one thing I'm hopeful of is right here. Again, it's not the kind of picture I'd normally use, but what you've got there is that lemonade silhouette and colorway, but then the insoles on them come in that lemon design. Now I hope they repeat that for these guys, and I don't know what they'll do for the limeades, maybe limes, and then the pink lemonade, maybe a different color of lemon on them, but I hope they do continue with that feature and they bring it forward and use it again in these shoes. But then the last thing to really talk about is drop dates. Now the drop date's a bit confused. I've seen everything from September the 8th to September the 19th to coming soon, and I'm actually going to go and put my lot in the middle on that. I'm going to say I think these guys are coming on September the 18th, but if you know different out there, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and let everybody else as well. But I see these things coming down on September the 18th, and I see them being really, really hot. I think they're going to have an excellent resale value, and I think they're going to sell out really, really fast because they're a very fine set, and it's a classic Air Max 1, one of those grails coming back to give us a second shot at them. So for me, a very cool shoe, and definitely one of the must-gets for this season and this particular line. Okay, time for me to shoot off. Thank you guys for for checking out the content. I truly do appreciate it. I love doing this every day for you guys. And like I said, it's late at night. We're at 11:45, and I'll try and get this video tucked away and see if I can get myself more than 6 hours sleep tonight. My goodness, it would be great to get that. So off I go to do that. But all I have to do is just thank you guys for checking out the content, and then do what I do at the end of every single video, which is remind you that I do this every single day, and that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.